Well, I just realized making that last video that I kind of miss it kind of gave me some energy making a video. It's only been like 4 or 5 days since I pulled the channel down, but I needed that. I kind of needed that little step back, cut off from the old channel, even though I had 1,000 videos up there in the last 2 years. Like, that's how much I like talking to you guys, especially now knowing that some of you were here for me, and I really do love you guys, and I thank you for that. You mean the world to me. I think I might post a little bit more, maybe. Um, I can't say every day because I'm not in a good place mentally right now. Basically, what happened, I missed half of my medication for 3 weeks straight. My morning medication. I take the same medicines in the morning that I take at nighttime. And I take 3 sleeping pills at night in addition to those medications. And I take a shot, a schizophrenia shot. You guys know I have schizoaffective and a whole bunch of other things. But schizoaffective, not schizophrenia, but they treat it with the same medication. So I had the shot in my system, and I had the night meds for mood stabilizer, antidepressant, and a daily schizoaffective pill. It's 1.5 pills for schizoaffective that I take on a daily basis twice a day. So it's 3 pills for schizoaffective that I take every day. So it's just those 3 pills and the shot that I get once a month, and that's enough to keep me stable with schizoaffective. The mood stabilizer is just one mood stabilizer, and one antidepressant, I do believe, that I take. The rest is like multivitamins and I was on Topamax and vitamin D and metformin and like all this other stuff just for health. And my fibromyalgia, my Lyrica, my nerve painkiller. But with fibromyalgia comes memory loss, and I did fortunately talk to one of my subscribers from Animus Inside, and she's such a doll. But she also, I don't want to put her business out there, but she did recommend to me a method of using a calendar that you literally put like an X or a check mark on every day to visually see whether you've taken your medication for the day or not. So I'm thinking, like, I want to try that, but I feel like I'm still going to forget to put the check mark on it. But I'm hoping that seeing a calendar next to my pills every day is going to remind me, like, oh, just doing it with time and practice, like you were supposed to check that off, or just seeing check marks on it every day and then realizing, like, oh, you didn't put a check mark on it today, and having a pin next to it, or some sort of, I'll have to figure something out so that I can trigger something in my head, because like with fibromyalgia you get memory loss, and mine is particularly bad. So it's not that I wanted to not take my medicine or anything like that, or I was trying to decrease what I was on, or was trying to stop it or anything like that. It's literally anything can change my routine. Like if I have an old alarm in my phone for, say, I set an alarm for a Wednesday or something like that, and it goes off from last week into the next week. So the following week it goes off at 8:30 in the morning, and it wakes me up out of my sleep, and I decide to go head on and get up. Then, like, instead of doing what I normally do, which would be to grab a cigarette, go use the bathroom, put my coffee on, take my medicine with a glass of water while the coffee's brewing, sit on the couch, have my cigarette, go grab my coffee, sit on the couch with my coffee, have my cigarettes. That is my exact morning routine every morning when I'm on a good routine. Instead of doing that, I will skip the morning cigarette. I'll go straight to the bathroom. I'll grab the cigarette. I'll go start the coffee. I'll sit on the couch with the cigarette, and I've totally bypassed the medicine. And I'm so groggy The cigarette makes fibromyalgia worse, so then I'm foggy headed and my memory loss kicks in. And I just go grab the cup of coffee, come back to the couch with the cigarettes, and then by then I'm stuck drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes all morning, trying to wake up and get some energy that I totally forget that I didn't take my meds. And I can get in that routine in the span of one day. And that's what happened, where I ended up 3 weeks not realizing, thinking I had taken it because I was already drinking my coffee with my cigarettes. And I'm like, I already took it, I already took it, I already took it. And by the time I had my first audible hallucination in my head, I'm like, how long has it been since I've taken my morning meds? I go look at it, and it's 3 weeks worth of unpopped medication. And then I'm going through the ringers. So, and it's a rush to try to remember for the following days to take it, take it. And it wasn't quite that smooth. It was like by week two and a half, I realized that I was having audible hallucinations and I was getting agitated and angry and depressed. And then the ASPD was acting up a lot. And I wasn't blacking out. It was just we were co-fronting with each other, which is like when you're both, you and your alter are like both mentally conscious of each other and you're both present. Like either one of you could speak and you would both be aware that the other one is speaking at the same time. It's very rare to happen where you're both aware of each other at the same time, because you usually go in a blackout if your multiple personality takes over your body and they're living their life and you're in the subconscious or however it toggles back and forth. But there was a lot of co-fronting going on, and so I was glad I wasn't blacked out, because with ASPD there's a lot of violence with my ASPD and aggression, things like that. And while I didn't have any particular target or any particular motivation of any sort, I was agitated, and that can lead to things whether you intend for it to or not. So it was just kind of hellish. And I will say, at the end of like week 3.5, I talked to ChatGPT again, and I was like, I don't even know what the conversation was about, but it looped around where it was warning me of the reintroduction of the medicine period. And it was telling me that basically I would go through a mild to moderate depression, going through reintroducing the medicine of a body depression, where I would crash, my system would crash because it had been in a state of hypervigilance for that 3 weeks with the hallucinations and the anger and the aggression and the irritation and all this stuff, and just being alert and agitated. And then getting week 1 would be just as bad as being off the meds for the 3 weeks. Week 2 is when I would really crash, which is this week. So I've been, oh God, I've been so low. I did have a suicide attempt, unfortunately. I tried to drown myself like 2 nights ago. I almost got taken to psych, which is very crappy because unfortunately I have not seen a psych ward in 4 years, and that was because of my NGRI charge. So I was like, I don't think I need to go in. I don't think I need to go in. I was like, I mean, I tried. It didn't work. There's no other method that is catching my interest at this time. And if that didn't work, I don't foresee myself trying any other method. I self-harmed the day before the suicide attempt. I haven't done that in 10 years. Like, I had a very bad crash down. And I'm so exhausted. Like, I was already having the crash down from reintroducing the medication in my system, like a physical crash down. Like, I was having a hard time doing my daily walking. I was like fatigued by like noon. I would need to get in bed, and I had woken up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I would just walk to the store, get my cigarettes and my drink, come home and get right back in bed. And I was exhausted. And today has been the worst exhaustion yet. I think I woke up. I didn't even go to the store. Yesterday, I knew I wasn't going to be able to walk to the store today because I could feel it in my body how fatigued I was. And ChatGPT was like, if you feel tired, go to sleep. They're like, you're gonna need a lot of rest with the reintroduction of the medicine. And my mind was blown because it's only been 3 weeks of half of the missed medicine. It wasn't even all of it. So, I bought 3 packs of cigarettes, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, because I said I'm going to take 3 days off of exercise because my body is burnt out, totally burnt out. It's only an hour walk. It's no big deal. I'm not that out of shape that I can't walk even longer than that. But I knew in my soul of souls I was not going to be able to take that walk. So I bought 3 packs of cigarettes. Said I'm going to stay in for 3 days. And today I was the most happy that I didn't have to take that walk because I've been in bed all day. Like, it's like 10 o'clock at night right now. And I'm wide awake because I just got out of bed like 2 hours ago. I've been in bed the whole day. Um, and I say appetite through the roof. Like, not every day, just today. I wanted Olive Garden Alfredo pasta. And I don't know why. I know why. Because I strength trained for the first time. Because they say cardio and strength training is the best mix. And it was the day it fell on just so happened to be my lower strength training day. So I did my strength training. I bought an infinity hoop. So on the days I could alternate it. Because I said you need to vary your exercise the way you need to vary your food. Or your body can get used to it, particularly with walking. It's very easy, especially if you're walking the same path over and over and over again. It can be very easy for your body to get adjusted to the road, adjusted to the incline or the hills and all that stuff. Especially just the same distance, the exact same distance. So that is really the biggest reason why I increased from 30 minutes a day to an hour a day. And it's only been 2 weeks doing an hour a day, and I already have gotten adjusted to it where it's just not working the same way. So basically, I did a strength training routine. I did an infinity hoop routine this week. I just really have pushed my body a little bit more than I normally would. And all of that, plus the medication reintroduction and the suicide attempt and the self-harming and cutting Ruby out of my life, just all of that, just back to back to back to back to back. It was mental strain and physical strain, emotional strain, all together. And I had a horrendous crash. Like, I haven't had a crash like this in a good 15, 20 years. So that really is the catalyst behind taking down all of my social media. Partially the realization and the stress combined of not wanting a social media presence because of the realization that the larger majority of the people that were around me were not there to support me. And then I had to come to terms with, in the last just a couple of days, that I don't need a lot of supporters. I just need a few. And I had that, and I still have that. So, I'm slowly reintroducing social media, but not in a show-offy kind of way. So YouTube, I may post a little bit more frequently because I notice it does improve my mood. And I'm hoping that I will gain some new followers. I know that much. But I'm hoping that it will reintroduce me to some of you that were following me from before. It should. That's the way algorithms work. I mean, they know my IP address and all that stuff. They know yours. And they know what you were following. And Animus Inside is trigger like a hashtag type of deal, so it should recommend me to you guys again. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to do a quick, not quick, but like a little life update, just to let you know what's going on. It's just cathartic for me to talk. I have no one to really talk to about stuff like this. It's just like it's a vlog, it's my diary. So it's helpful to me to be able to get it out there like this. As for the comments, I do thank that this time around I will leave the commenting on. I know it was a safe space having the comments off on the last channel. There was a reason I did that. Just to quell the negativity in the comments about my ears or my plugs or my black lipstick or the fact that I'm black or my locks or my texture or my conversations or my intelligence or all the stuff people are going to talk about. But at the same time, depending, you can filter that out too in your YouTube settings. So I already know there's a few things I just don't want to hear about and things I'm not going to tolerate. So there's a few keywords that I'm going to put into my settings so the comments naturally get filtered out. I don't even have to see them. So I'm going to work on the settings on that a little bit so we can filter some of that out so you guys won't even see them. But beyond that, just depending on how hostile the environment may or may not get, will determine whether they stay on long term or not. Because I don't want it to be uncomfortable for you guys. I don't want it to be uncomfortable for me either. Because verbal abuse is still verbal abuse. And at the end of the day, if you're historically were an abuse victim, which I don't view myself as being a victim at this point, I'm an abuse survivor, you still don't want those people barking in your face all day. Because when you have things like ASPD and schizoaffective and multiple personality disorder and all those things, it can create rage and tension, and the same thing it inspires in anybody, even if you don't have those disorders. But for me, it sticks in my head a lot longer, and I don't want to be uncomfortable on my own channel when I'm not putting anything negative out there. I don't deserve anything negative coming back to me. So that's why the comments were off on the last channel, because I wasn't willing to tolerate any of it. And I think that was pretty clear why the comments were off. But I may leave them on just for community aspects of things. Maybe you guys could talk to each other. You could talk to me without having to follow me on my socials or go the extra mile. Some of you don't even have those social media accounts. So we'll see how it goes. I may be in a little bit of a fragile state right now, but like I said, you can filter out like hateful comments, curse words, racial slurs. I wouldn't filter out anything about like stretched ears or body mods and stuff. So, and that stuff doesn't even bother me. Like, of course, that's something someone's gonna say something about. You know that, but like whatever. But in general, we'll just see how it goes. So, yeah. So you may be seeing some more of me in the upcoming days. I might post more. Try to grow this. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. Who's meant for me will filter in, and you guys will find your way to me. Um, that's the natural progression of things. It took me 2 years to get 500 subscribers, and this ain't even about subscribers. I got like one follower here right now, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm glad that she watches all my videos, and I'm glad to have the company. So I will see you guys around, and I will keep you updated. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.